What stupid thing did you spend tons of money on? Went to a different city to meet a girl I met on internet, booked flight tickets and hotels on advance for 3 days. She didn't turn up. This is one of the biggest regrets of my life. It could have been worse. She could have showed up and been an absolute train wreck. I bought an $450 bong, then stopped smoking weed. $300 vape, nicotine, not weed vape, sitting in the dresser for a few years now. Encyclopedias. The lady was just so convincing and my husband swore I'd use them for my classroom. Maybe used them once in a year. Buy $500. LuLaRoe. Frick that company. They're also so deceiving. Luckily they aren't in my area, but from what I've seen, they show you all these nice designs that you could be selling, but when you actually join them, they stick you with a bunch of cheap, ugly crap. 2 gallons of Dippin' Dots for $100. For about 5 people. I don't regret the purchase at all. Banana split dots are heavenly. Everything Disney I bought when I used to work for Disney World. They know what they are doing. They really do get you there. Like I clearly don't need a lightsaber, talking Yoda, or large Mickey Mouse plush. But yet I have them. And I have to explain to everyone who visits my apartment. Don't beat yourself up. Everybody needs a lightsaber. I spent $350 on a box that makes my amplifier less loud. Please explain. Booze. Freaking alcohol. I don't even want to know how many tens of thousands of dollars I've dropped on it. Was it fun at the time? Sure, I guess. Except the hangovers and regrettable behavior while drunk. And it eventually screwed with my brain chemistry so much that it changed my personality and I became depressed and riddled with the anxiety that I thought I'd been drinking away. Turns out it just makes it worse in the long run. A friend once said getting drunk is basically just borrowing happiness from tomorrow. True enough, but the trade-off isn't fair at all and ultimately if you use it frequently it's just purely destructive. Even if it does provide a few laughs at the time. So much money spent on that stuff. But I've been sober for 6 months now, finally feeling almost normal again, and I'm never looking back. Textbooks that the prof never used despite being required. I spent £30 on Shaq Fu for the Mega Drive when I was a kid and still regret it. Saving that much took me months. If you make a review of it on YouTube you'll probably make the money back. Sims expansion packs. That crap racks up in cost so freaking fast. $1,500 hair extensions. I hate myself for doing that. My fiancé almost did this. I talked her out of it. Thank God. Interest. When I was young and stupid I bought a car I couldn't afford. Put bills on credit cards when I lived beyond my means because I grew up poor and was never taught how to budget properly. 5 years ago I paid that car off. Still drive it to this day and plan on driving it until it dies on me. Consolidated my CCs into a low interest loan with automatic payments. 28 more months and I'll be debt free. It took me far too long to understand how to budget and use my money properly. Luckily, I didn't dig myself a hole I couldn't get out of, but learning about the concept of deferred interest after the intro period the hard way made me pretty mad at myself. Expensive skincare products. Like what the heck, I am still ugly as frick. I heard simplifying skincare routines down to 3-4 basic products is much better than overlayering your skin. Also, a professional makeup artist in Korea told me that a lot of fancy skincare products are not super necessary for you, and companies just market it that way to get you to buy more for your routine. I spent $200 at Disneyland on a bubble shooting gun, and about $180 on bubbles. A Snoop Dogg concert. Snoop was so fricked up on something that he didn't sing a single word. Someone stood behind a podium with a MacBook and played old Snoop songs over the PA. Snoop hobbled around on stage and threw joints from a bag at the same people in the front row over and over again. Every now and then he would wobble over to the mic and yeah something like a hype man like yaha that's right etc. Still feel betrayed to this day and get irrationally upset when the Reddit Hivermind praises Snoop Dogg on a daily basis. Aussie 1982ish. Too wasted to sing. Randy Rhoads played 45 minutes guitar solo about while they had Ozzy backstage trying to sober him up maybe. Warhammer figurines. The game was okay, but it took me far too long and far too many purchases to remember that I don't like painting. We should be friends. I love the painting but have no interest in playing. Going out to eat. I always budget like $400 for food a month, and it actually ends up being like $900 because of how much I eat out. Laser hair removal. $1,500 and didn't work. World of Warcraft. Was legit addicted to it for a long time. Completely ignored and dropped out of my first year of college in favor of working part-time and playing WoW for about 10-12 hours per day. Finally broke the habit after about 6 total years of playing. Now, 7 years after quitting, I still feel the urge to go back to it sometimes. Crap is crazy addictive. And number, I didn't really enjoy it and don't consider it worth it. I'm a completionist. At a certain point it became work and not really play anymore. It still occasionally bugs me that there are achievements mounts that I never got. The need to try and get everything was what kept me playing. Magic the Gathering. Sitting here looking at my 4 legacy decks and 3 modern decks. I don't have the problem you do. Fast food. Bathrooms. It's literally money down the drain. Lush is evil. You'd be a block away and smell it. Which turns into yes, $5 is a reasonable price to spend per bath. A hoverboard I never got. 12-year-old me was very stupid and I had just got an ATM card to cash out of my saved up money in the bank. So browsing Instagram one day, I see an ad for a hoverboard for only $100. Of course though it's a scam company which I believed. I proceeded to buy one of those Visa gift cards for $100 and DM the Instagram account my card's info. One day later and my card history said it was all spent at Walmart. However, when I messaged the account who scammed me, they convinced me that something just went wrong and I should redo with a new card. So for some reason, stupid 12-year-old me got another $100 card and sent all that info again. Same deal. I lost $200 of my $1,500 savings account on an internet scam. Yeah, I learned from that mistake. I thought I was industrious, but $1,512 is rather more than I had. Timeshare condo in Park City. Had one good vacation there in 6 years of ownership because it was so dang hard to get an available week. At least I was well off enough to buy with cash. Never buy one of these. It's treated like property. It comes with an open-ended maintenance contract and like real property, there is no secondary market, so you can't sell it. Just don't buy it. However, since then, I've never hesitated to take their free tickets and offers since then. I listen to their pitch and then just tell the salesperson. There is literally nothing they can do, say or show me to get me to buy. My uncle goes to timeshare pitches all the time just to scarf up the free food or whatever they're offering. It's just his hobby now. He'll even sit happily through the whole presentation although he would never in a million years buy one. Coke. Definitely Coke. Sad upvote. Duct tape. When I was around 12-13 I spent tons of money on duct tape to make wallets and crap. I was good at it, but it really was a waste. I had a crate full of about 30-40 rolls. Good times. That's a lot of duct tape but at least you always have some on hand when needed. A metal detector for when I lost my college ring. I lost the ring during a party I threw. I thought I lost it outside and freaked out and bought a metal detector to find it. Turns out it was on my desk underneath a dollar bill. You know you can rent a metal detector. Steam sales. The bundles. An acceptance letter from Hogwarts. For myself. Bedding that was the wrong size for my new bed. Maybe not tons of money but too much. Dude, just return it. A garden. Man, you never think about how pricey trees are or the recommended 3 or 5, 7, 9 multipliers on plant purchases. The idea is that you want drifts of plants, not dots of singular, unrelated plants. And that's just the plants. Well, plants need good soil and nice mulch, good feed. How are you going to reach and experience the plants? Paths made out of $sign pavers or bricks of course. Nice tools to keep everybody in shape. Ornamental rocks, benches, patios, planter boxes, pots, decor. What about the animals? Feeders, bird baths, nesting spots, bug hotels, and, unless you're magic, Some plants will die, the bark chips will fade, a crow will pull out your plants, a squirrel will kill your bulbs searching for peanuts that the idiot neighbor just tosses around. So, it multiplies. But OMG, I love it. Add a pond. Go on. If you sit by it on a warm summer's evening and listen carefully, you can hear the sound of money falling out of your wallet into the depths. About $200 worth of D&D books, figures, dice, and miscellaneous accessories when several of us from work formed a group. We played fairly regularly, but the guy whose house we played at got pissy when things didn't go exactly his way, so he stopped all games at his house. We tried playing a couple of times at other locations, but he had been located centrally, and depending on where we played, some people ended up driving more than an hour. Plus, when he quit, he took his girlfriend and best friend with him. Oof, I know that feeling. Currently have over $300 in books and about $200 in dice sitting on my table while I'm writing a campaign procrastinating on Reddit. College. Not that the education was stupid and it did get me a good job, but I did it wrong and took out loans instead of spending less on dining out and other shenanigans. I definitely should have paid it off semester by semester. One of those ab belts that shocks your muscles into contracting to give you a six-pack. Newsflash, it didn't work, but it did shock the crap out of me. Thank you for putting your body on the line for science. Cigarettes. Such a waste. It'll be 10 years since I quit next year. Dang. Custom curtains. Buy them at Target or if it's a fancy room JCPenney. Insulin. It's stupid I have to spend tons of money on insulin. You lack self-control. I have never, ever bought insulin. Granted, I don't have diabetes, but still. I have an art degree. I spent thousands on Domino's past few years. Small cheese pizza, every time. Even when the medium or large was cheaper. A really strange preference I could not get rid of. It started when my father passed unexpectedly from cancer and I found myself too depressed to cook. He was the person I talked to most. Had it once a day on really bad weeks. Been eating more diverse meals lately, but I still have some cravings. Ironically gained weight when I quit the trend. Luckily the staff were super chill. Although they had so many new hires, I'm convinced I may have funded them myself. My suspicions weren't far off as it turns out. Later, the manager personally thanked me and said I helped the business a lot. Not my proudest featuring. Uber freaking Eats. God dang that app. I live with someone who doesn't drive. She would easily spend $300 $400 per week on Uber and Uber Eats. Never seen her ride a bike or catch public transport once in 2 years. Kombucha. It's cheap to make, but I never get around to it. Quit soda over a decade ago, and kombucha really hits that fizzy, sweet craving while allowing me to pretend I'm being healthy. League of Legends. It's so free. $60,000 on a Poly.C. degree. If it makes you feel better, I spent more to get one in education. Company. Kane. At my peak I was dropping $100 $200/week. Yikes. Completely dissolved my septum and needed plastic surgery to fix it because I snored like a bison's mating call. I have a cadaver's rib cartilage in my face acting as my septum. Bad times. That is to say the coke itself was good times. So many great memories. The nose issues were not. Clash of Clans $200. You have been visited by the soul of Gabe the dog. Comment. Sleep well papa. You will be missed. For heavenly books throughout your whole life. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.